Bail out anybody.
Let me go to my pal Don Luskin. Don Luskin, why can't private capital, why can't private markets come in and fix this up? Why can't free market capitalism work? Why do we always have to government bailout for these things?
It will. That's exactly what's happening. It's just like long-term capital management in September of 1998. In fact, it's a lot of the same players. And sure, it may be a New York insurance commissioner and Tim Geithner who's helping them get in the room, and maybe he's even sitting by the door with his shotgun cocked. But it's, but it's these people who have an interest in seeing these AAA ratings preserved, for whom kicking in $1 billion into a reinsurance fund, you get 10 of those guys in a room, all of a sudden you've got $10 billion.
Don,
if they
the problem is so much
just a second, please. Excuse me, I was talking.
Go ahead.
For every one of those banks who puts in $10 million, preserving those ratings is probably worth $5 billion in markdowns. So it's the cheapest investment they'll ever make. Plus, their reinsurance fund that they create will be ultra senior. Everybody will be subordinated to that. They will, AMBAC will have to actually pay premiums into it, so it could end up being profitable. They'll only lose money in the super duper worst case scenario where all of these CDOs and all the underlying assets start collapsing and they actually have to make payments. Don't forget, AMBAC's got $21 billion in claims paying capacity that's just sitting there. And a lot of these numbers that get thrown around, these hundreds of billions of dollars of exposure and all this stuff, people are just making those numbers
stop
up.
it. Let me tell you, if it was that easy, they would have done it by now.
They are doing it.
No, are you sure about that?
It
would have been done. It would have been announced yesterday.
It takes a couple of weeks, Charlie Gasparino.
It would have been announced yesterday.
Don't tell me it would be announced yesterday, because on any given day, you can always say it would have been yesterday.
Charlie, Don Luskin, I got to go to you. Do you agree with Arthur Laffer's recession call? Because you have been one of the steadfast bulls on the stock market economy for all these years, and you've been right. You and your friend, Mr. David Gitlitz, out there. You think Laffer's got it right now?
Well, I think we're in a slow spot, no question about it. But we're not in a recession, and we're not going to go into a recession. There's no reason for that. All signal, there is essentially no real evidence for it. Everybody who's been predicting recession for the last 3 or 4 years is taking stuff like today's job number, and they're just fitting it into something that they believed 2 years ago, and they're saying, "Aha, this proves it."
That's not me, though.
And that's just ridiculous.
What about?
I agree with you, Larry. If we're going to have a recession, we'll see it. It'll be real obvious. Right now, it's entirely a speculative proposition.
Now, Don Luskin is shaking his head. No. Go ahead, Don.
Dream on, man. We'd be better off with somebody like Hillary, who overreaches and tries to put in Hillary mortgage care and gets it rejected by the American people, than someone like Obama, who smiles and smooth talks his way into getting something slightly better, but getting it implemented.
Larry, he may be right.
Professor Perry at University of Michigan gives you a sense of the unbelievable Exxon numbers. Look at these numbers. Profits all the way up to $40 billion. They paid $28 billion in taxes. That was last year. This year, profits holding at just over $40 billion, $41 billion, and their tax bill is $30 billion in taxes. These guys have paid $58 billion worth of taxes now. Don Luskin, Hillary's your favorite. You were touting her in the last segment. She's going to confiscate these profits. I'll bet you Obama wouldn't confiscate these profits, Mr. Luskin.
Look, what can I say? They've already, it sounds from what you've said like they've already confiscated all of those profits. I just can't believe the nerve of these people. But if the American people listen to that kind of thing and end up voting for these guys, then we deserve what we get. I mean, there's no mask on this. She's just saying, I want to nationalize the oil industry like I tried to nationalize the healthcare industry. She just wants to turn the United States into the Soviet Union with her as economic czar. and it's just, if we elect her, then we just deserve to go straight to hell with her at the helm.
Oh, my God.
Andy Bush. Luskin's gold player.
Commodities are down.
Yeah, you got $20 gold correction today, some such. Is this a buying opportunity, Don, or do you sell this gold story?
Look, gold is up 60 or 70% in the last, 8 or 10 months. So we're now off 2% from the highs. I mean, I'm just not going to throw myself out a window over that. Maybe if it corrects a little more, I'm going to be a buyer. But this is just all about monetary inflation. The Fed has just brought out all the helicopters and is dropping money everywhere. Now, Dr. Laffer can argue that that's the right thing to do, but there's a price. There ain't no such thing as a free bailout. And the price of this bailout is inflation, and you're going to see that in gold and all the other commodities. And you know what the best performing asset class is off the January 22nd bottom? First is financials, and right behind it is basic materials.
All right, so Art, what do you make of that? That's interesting. I'm telling you, Don Luskin, this is Senator Obama rally. Somewhere between the Fed's easing and Obama's free marketness, which surfaced last night for the first time. I think it's fascinating.
You're totally Larry, you're missing the story. This is the Ron Paul rally. He's going to be the big winner next Tuesday.
What if
Bet
Obama,
on a miracle.
if it's